He can just go ahead and go about his business. We know that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to take all the distracting things around golf away so he can just concentrate on golf. And you know, if you're going to want...
That's pretty remarkable. That's usually a driver speed for many top amateur players. On the PGA Tour, the average driver speed is in the low 170s, 172, 173.
Launch angle and the ball speed, the consistency. That's what these guys are looking for. That way, you know, they can plan shots out. A little bit lower here at 10 degrees. He takes it back on one plate and really drops it inside a lot. That's a lot deeper into his body than a lot of other players would be. You know, some guys will be playing in a one on the inside.
Yeah, some of that is the eye line. As he comes down, you'll notice the bill of his cap start to turn a little bit and start to influence that path quite a bit. Yeah, that's great. Just watch the bill of his cap and how it turns, and then it turns under and it points out to the right there. And it happens very quickly, but he gets that one a little too much, and that one got a little too...
Path or squareness to the path and all that. It's just scary, the information these guys have available. I think if there were launch monitors, TrackMans, when I was playing, I would have never left the range. I would have just been a...
Most of these players out here on the PGA Tour were gifted with bodies that allow them to do what they want them to do. Obviously, they train each and every week to keep their body strong, to keep it from that. But it's just the amazing hip speed and body rotation for not a big guy.
And our TrackMan technology, you know, gives you the carry distance. The last couple were 297. He took a little off that. Now we're really not messing around. I got the big stick out, Steve.
Yeah, this one's going to go over that fence right there. I've got a feeling. They don't allow you to do that down the street, but at Riviera during
a totally different sound to everyone else, and it still does at the highest level.
Haven't seen a whole lot of Rory this season on the PGA Tour. He's only played once. That was at Pebble Beach. He was tied.
And throughout the year, and some players, you know, depending on who they are, they're going to peak at different times of the year. They know the grasses and the courses that they play better on. But Rory is
just a nice, smooth driver for Rory. He's not even really trying to air that out.
So moving through the top of the bag, our tracing technology is provided by TrackMan. A swing that was once described to me as an intoxicating mix of power.
As good or better than anybody. Watch his feet. Just very stable. The stability there has led him to that great driving. It always amazes me when I watch Scott.
Professionals slide their left foot around. Rory's foot, his left foot stays in the same place. So he's going over to a strong left side, a firm left side. He's hitting against it, but he's hitting against...
Been staged here through the years.
I think one of the key things, Steve, that I take from Rory McIlroy's setup, and much like Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, I mean, the great players in the game, they tend...
Beautiful close-up of his grip right there. But all the lines do match. 100% right.
I'm here with Rory McIlroy. Rory, I love watching shot makers warm up and practice on a Wednesday. Playing with a lot of different trajectories with your driver, is that a standard thing, or is that just to try to prep here for Riviera?
I think I'm going to make it more of a standard thing going forward. Sort of get into this habit of teeing the ball really high with the driver, and when it works really well. But when you're a little bit off, I think just with the angle of attack being so much on the up, that you can sort of start getting it going both ways. So sort of going back to teeing it down a little lower and you know, putting a little bit more spin on it, and it sort of holds its line better. And sort of what I've realized is I don't really lose a ton of speed when I do that, but I definitely gain, you know, quite a lot of control, which is nice.
Yeah, and speaking of control, I mean, this golf course known to be a shot maker's type of course. You're obviously one of the best shot makers in the entire world. What is it about this golf course that you love, and can you kind of get that first win here now?
I would like to, yeah. I mean, I think there's certain golf courses that we play that, you know, I would certainly love to win on. One of them would be here. Another would be Muirfield Village, you know, at Jack's place as well. And I think, you know, I've played pretty well here before, but, you know, I think this golf course, especially if it gets a little firmer, like it just requires that extra level of precision that I probably haven't had here over the last few years, and I think that starts with off the tee and sort of what I'm talking about with hitting that flighted driver, getting the ball in play here, and just giving yourself chances from the fairways, coming into these greens and making sure that you can control your spin and try to make sure that you're on the sort of low side of the hole with your approach shots. Is every time I come back to Riviera, I'm somewhat surprised that I don't remember how slopey the greens are and how much they can get away from you in certain spots. So yeah, I mean, this is, as you say, this is a real sort of shot makers and ball strikers golf course, and I'm looking forward to the test that it'll present this week.
Well, it'll definitely suit your game well. Play well this week.